Hello, I'm Lelda Smits for the Finance News Network, and joining me from veterinary services company Greencross is its CEO, Jeffrey David. Jeff, welcome to FNN.
Thank you very much.
Could you start by introducing the company? What services do you provide, and what's your current footprint across Australasia?
Greencross Limited is a company that's privileged to serve 2 million pet-owning families throughout Australia and New Zealand. We have a full suite of services that we supply through our almost 300 outlets, from veterinary support to retail support, crematoriums, believe it or not, to help people say farewell, pathology support, everything that you need for your pet we can offer.
So Jeff, what value would you put on the pet care industry, and what slice does Greencross currently have of the market?
So it's a very big industry. It's a $7 billion industry. This year, with the merger that we experienced with Mammoth Pet, which was a retail business, our pet barn stores, and Greencross Limited, saw us extend our addressable market from $2 billion to $7 billion. And we believe, as a consequence of that activity, that we have a 7.5% market share and a lot of growth opportunity.
Okay, now as you mentioned, Mammoth Pet, Greencross completed its merger in February this year. How has the merger changed Greencross as a company?
Well, what Mammoth did was enable Greencross to provide another platform of support for pet families. So not only did we have our Greencross vet clinics and our emergency centres and our specialty centres to support the needs of those families, but we now also have retail stores, grooming salons, dog wash centres. So it enabled us to deepen the level of engagement that we could have with pet parents.
Now, Greencross has also just tied up the acquisition of City Farmers in July. What was the rationale behind the transaction, and how do you expect to benefit from the asset?
So the rationale for the acquisition of City Farmers was to extend our footprint further so that we could support more Australian families with their pet needs. It gave us access to 42 stores, of which 21 of those added very, very substantially to our network in Western Australia, which is an important market for us and one that we were underweight in. The other thing for City Farmers, it will add $120 million worth of revenue and about $20 million worth of EBITDA. So it will be strongly earnings per share accretive.
Okay, now to your financials. The company has just delivered its annual earnings report. Where did you achieve growth, and which divisions supported your earnings?
So we achieved growth across the board, and we had an incredible transformational year, growing the number of outlets that we serve consumers with from 93 to over 240. At the same time, we delivered a 28% earnings per share growth, and right across all of our divisions we saw very strong underlying revenue growth, with like-for-like in our retail business in Australia at 7.1% and in our vet business 5.5%. So it's a record we're proud of.
Great. And Jeff, could you explain what caused the $130 million impairment impacting your statutory result?
So at the time that we agreed the merger between Mammoth and Greencross, the share price of Greencross was $5.50. In the time between the announcement and the completion of the transaction, the share price rose to over $8. And it's that movement in the share price and the fact that the accountants have deemed that rather than be a takeover by Greencross of Mammoth, it was in fact a reverse acquisition where Mammoth purchased Greencross. Then that treatment, the reverse acquisition accounting, and the movement in the share price and the subsequent goodwill that was created from that, created an accounting impairment.
Finally, Jeff, Greencross's goal is to become Australasia's pet specialist of choice. What do you hope to achieve over the current 2015 financial year?
Of course, the key goal for us this year is to complete the integration of the City Farmers stores into our network and to gain access to all of the synergies that we identified through the Mammoth Greencross merger and deliver on those, as well as acquiring additional vet practices as they become available to support our goal of $20 million in additional revenue, and to open upwards of 15 retail stores. So we're going to be very focused on growth again. Our target, as we've identified or guided the market, is for 36 cents a share, which will take our 24 cents up by 50%. So another good solid year for us.
Jeffrey David, thank you for the update from Greencross.
Thank you, Lelda.